Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about some things coming up for electric cars, including our Hyundai Ioniq Electric for 2019. Now it's getting to that time of year where I've been sort of driving around wrapping things up from 2018, but also thinking ahead for 2019. So in this video I'd like to talk about four things. Firstly, prospects for our Ioniq Electric, what are we going to do with that in 2019. Second, the charging network and how it's developing in the UK, which will affect how we use our Ioniq Electric here. Third, other electric cars that are coming to the UK and nearby regions. And four, things I have in mind for zero tailpipe a little bit for 2019. And then I'll ask at the end about your thoughts as well. Okay, so here we go. Electrical efficiency. Zero tailpipe. Rather than looking at my tired winter face, what we'll do in this video is I'll share my thoughts over some footage. I thought you might like to see some of the just driving the Ioniq. I haven't included much driving footage in recent videos, and to show you some of the roads up here in the north of England. Some really crazy narrow roads I was driving on the other day, coming back from something I was wrapping up, and I'll talk over that footage, okay? So the first point then about our Ioniq Electric and you know, where that might go in 2019. So it'll be almost a year, and I have a series of videos I think I'll put up about, you know, a year with the Ioniq coming soon. One bit of learning from this year with our Ioniq Electric that will carry forward into 2019, opening up the envelope of where we're prepared to take the car and just using more of the battery capacity, being more confident in what it says it will do, so just going to more places and using it more generally. The main thing in terms of what will happen to our Ioniq Electric depends on whether we will actually leave the UK. That's our kind of wild card for 2019. I could talk maybe in a future video about my kind of work situation. I do notice that the more the videos are about the car, the more views they get, the more I sort of talk about news and opinion and things, the fewer. So, you know, just let me know if you would like me to talk about these things. I can do, if people would like to see it. Second point then, which relates to the first, about how we're going to use our Ioniq Electric in 2019, is the evolution of the rapid charging networks in the UK. So I've had a few videos on little bits and pieces of these and, you know, trying out chargers. I will do a full sort of sweep of rapid chargers as soon as I can in 2019. But some of the main developments are that the combined charging socket, or the DC combo CCS port that our Ioniq Electric has, which was a bit of a kind of risk when we got it really, because there's mainly CHAdeMO plug-dominated network when we got the Ioniq, I think, back in early last year, early 2018. Now it seems like CCS may win out as a standard. Now I'm sort of fairly neutral on this. I'm not going to make a point about the technical merits of them, but of course there's the big point of the Tesla Model 3 when it comes to Europe. Will have the CCS socket on it, so that may drive kind of CCS charger rollout and so on. And other cars, the longer range cars coming sort of already out but coming to the UK soon, like the Kona Electric, the Kia e-Niro will have CCS, any future Volkswagen car and so on will have CCS. So this is looking like it's going to point things in that direction. Related to that, I noticed that the IONITY network, which I've mentioned in previous videos, which is starting to roll out in other parts of Europe, the first station in the UK is being built in Gretna Green, so that's just at the Scottish border, so the north of England where it meets the Scottish border in Scotland. We'll have the first set of chargers there, so apparently, you know, the sort of clearing of the groundworks has begun. It's about a 130-mile trip for me to go and look at them, but I will try and go and look at them when they're up, because apparently there's meant to be multiple units, and they will be near the existing Ecotricity units at the same motorway services, highway freeway services, so we will see at that service area. I also noticed that Ecotricity have made a number of statements in 2018 about what they plan to do in 2019, and it seems, looking from Twitter in the last few days, that they've already started to do that. So it looks like they've ditched the problematic, or at least from my point of view problematic, and other CCS users have found them problematic, these DBT manufactured units, and they've gone with these, apologies about my pronunciation here, EFACEC, EFACEC units, which I have used with a different network before in Manchester in England, and hopefully these will be more reliable. But one thing I noticed about the pictures is that the only tethered plugs are DC, so CHAdeMO and CCS, and then there's a socket for AC charging. So it looks like whichever standard does win out with the DC, and it's looking like CCS will do this, it's going to be looking like rapid charging of AC is going to get more difficult. And of course another thing I forgot to mention is that there's been prototypes of the Renault Zoe seen with a CCS socket on this as well. So it looks like even, the Renault Zoes that currently AC rapid charge will maybe go the way of DC. And Ecotricity have also, Dale Vince, of the head of Ecotricity, has made promises about, you know, they're replacing the current 50 kilowatt units, which I've never had 50 kilowatt out of, but never mind, those 50 kilowatt units with these newer E for CEC units, but then 350 kilowatt capable units are apparently coming. On to the third point then, other EVs. We will be keeping our Ioniq electric, so the discussion of other EVs really, other than being able to get to sort of, you know, test drive them, I hope, is rather academic for us. We don't change cars that quickly. We can't afford to do that. And, you know, if you're buying new cars all the time, regardless of whether it's zero tailpipe electric or not, you're getting really gouged on depreciation. And it's particularly the case that electric cars, because they're a fairly new technology, you can more or less only get them new and very few second-hand examples available. For some models, very few, you know, even new models available, long waiting lists and so on. But I am aware, obviously, the Hyundai Kona electric is out. Some people in the UK have now received theirs, and there are both the 64 kilowatt hour capacity battery and the 39 kilowatt hour capacity battery available. There's a kind of initial edition available for order of the Kia e-Niro, which is also a 64 kilowatt hour capacity. So these are kind of, you know, 250 to 300 mile range electric cars finally coming. I'm a bit disappointed though, and the Model 3 probably will come to mainland Europe, but in left-hand drive form, but probably not to the UK, I expect in 2019, although maybe there'll be some chance to test drive them or see them or something. But I'm not aware. I'd really find it helpful if people could let me know what else is coming. I'm aware that Volkswagen are talking about their kind of ID platform, which is meant to be a Model 3 competitor of some kind, or, you know, more affordable electric car that will be out in 2020. Perhaps we'll see some of those in 2019. But my feeling is there's not really much on the horizon coming that's affordable for electric car drivers in the UK and other parts of the world. I don't consider £35,000 sterling to be affordable. We could only buy our Ioniq electric second hand. So that was about, you know, £7,000–8,000 off the list price, and didn't want to get one new. Had lots of trouble trying to get one new in the first place from a Hyundai dealer. Difficult to get one, waiting lists and high lease price quotes when we were first looking. But yeah, I'd appreciate it if you could let me know if there's anything else coming in 2019 that I'm not aware of, some major, I don't like the term game changer, but at least some kind of, you know, properly affordable electric car, maybe with more range than is currently available. Yeah, that'd be interesting to know. So fourth and final point then about Zero Tailpipe, the YouTube channel, in 2019. So I've actually really enjoyed doing the videos in 2018, so I intend to keep going with it. I intend to get one more piece of filming equipment and a microphone for it, so I'm going to get one more GoPro so I can actually do, you know, proper driving footage where there's more than one angle available and where I can talk while I'm driving, because I think it's a more interesting way of commenting on things real time rather than narrating after the fact. I'm going to be a bit more proactive in trying to get test drives of other cars. I've been hampered this year by the fact that, you know, most of them are not, the newer ones are not available in the UK, like the Model 3, the Kona and the e-Niro, in any kind of accessible way, really. So I'll make more of an effort either to test them in other countries if I can during work trips and so on, or just get hold of them some way through, you know, people in the UK, owners in the UK. And then, you know, I hope to do more trips in our Ioniq electric. Again, this is kind of linked to the earlier point about the charging networks. If we do see more kind of reliable and just, you know, greater numbers of CCS units on the roads in the UK in 2019, I can make a lot more trips. You know, I'm happy to go on kind of longer trips and, you know, show a bit more of the UK and show a bit more of the kind of owning and driving experience of an electric car, and specifically our kind of Ioniq electric. So to close then, I probably will have one more video before the end of 2018, but I would very much appreciate if you share with me your thoughts about what you think about electric cars in the UK or in your country in 2019. What's on the horizon? Is it going to be a big change from what's already happened in 2018 and earlier, or just the same kind of slow incremental rollout where everyone's eventually waiting for some kind of turning point? And yeah, anything you'd specifically like to see from me at Zero Tailpipe. I've really enjoyed engaging with, you know, people in the comments and so on. I've learned many things about our car and electric cars and other kind of issues more broadly in 2018. I've really enjoyed that. If there's anything specifically you'd like to see, let me know. And beyond that, thanks for watching, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and bye for now.